Well, today I'd like to welcome Gary Culp, and Gary is with Aetna Medicare Solutions, and we always are happy to see him this time of the year, and I'd like to welcome you back. So
thank you. It's great to see you.
It is wonderful.
Thanks for having me.
You know, every year there's changes in just in Medicare in general, but then the different plans that are out there, and that's why you're here today.
That's right. It's actually a great time of year to meet, and appreciate you having me back and have the opportunity to talk about what's going on in the market. So every year, beneficiaries have the opportunity to take a look at what's the best solution for them for the upcoming year. And if it makes sense to make a change, there's options to change too, or if they want to stay where they are, that's fine too.
Yeah, and it's always good to see your needs. It's individual and how the different plans fit you best. So we're going to take a look at this first slide, and this is news to me that more than 160 years of experience.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
A company that's been around for over 160 years, has been a Fortune company for many years, and has done really great things like ensuring the astronauts when they went to the moon, and doing healthcare, and also being in the community for across the nation in every zip code within the United States, and ensuring many employers for their commercial members as well as retirees that are in the market.
That's amazing, 160 years. So they probably insured the covered wagons coming across.
That's right.
Way back then, right?
That's right.
So, and they paid the first Medicare claim. Now Medicare,
they did.
Am I right, was implemented in the 1960s with President Johnson, right?
That's correct. Yeah. And actually, back when it first started, it was a program that was very much just the traditional Medicare program like many people are used to that are in the market today. But today we have other options that actually make that dollar for Medicare actually stretch a little bit further. So the nice thing is that beneficiaries don't just have that original option that Medicare originally offered or intended to, but many others that can actually make it even a more value proposition for them. But the nice thing about Aetna is that having paid the first claim in this program, we've been doing Medicare for a long time. So not only being around for 160 years, but a lot of experience in Medicare.
And over 1 million people have the Medicare Advantage program.
That's right.
Yeah.
So nationally, we actually cover over 1 million lives in a Medicare Advantage program, both in the way of an HMO as well as a PPO, which I know we're going to talk about in a little bit.
Okay, yes. And so 4 out of 5 star PPOs are the plans in Orange County.
That's right.
I didn't realize that most people choose the PPO plan. Is that correct?
Well, we actually, health insurance is very personal, as you mentioned. So it really depends on what the personal needs are of each individual retiree. So, is it that they want more access and freedom, or is it that they're really looking for their doctor to help them navigate the healthcare system and maybe go into something that's a little narrower network? So we have both options, so depending on what they like.
And we're going to look at the PPO plan first. So we're going to put this on the screen.
Perfect.
And I had a question I was asking Gary this before we went on. And I know when people take what I call straight Medicare, that's just my word for it, I think that's what it's called, but then they opt for the supplemental medical plan, sometimes I think it's called Part F, that it's usually a PPO type plan. And that's what I was asking, how is this different? Is this a PPO Advantage plan?
Well, it's a great question. So really, if we start with just kind of what's called the traditional Medicare program, which is what people that are eligible for Medicare actually receive, that actually gives them access to coverage under the Medicare program.
Okay.
Then they can actually opt to make other choices. So for example, they can wrap around that traditional Medicare what's known as a Medicare supplement program.
Right.
And that allows them for plans like what I think you were describing that your family members have, which are on a Medicare supplement. They can also opt to include a individual prescription plan that's known as a prescription drug plan, or the market may term in acronyms, because in healthcare we love acronyms, as a PDP. And then there's the option of Medicare Advantage programs. And the program is something that the federal government put in place many years ago to try to maximize the actual value of the Medicare program.
Okay.
And the Medicare Advantage program has a couple of different options that Aetna offers. So one is a PPO, which is a preferred provider organization, to kind of spell out the acronyms again. That gives access to a broad network. In fact, it's a national network of providers that are on the PPO. And then there's the HMO, which is actually the Health Maintenance Organization. And not to get tied up in all
we got the HMO
exactly,
plan.
not to get tied up in all the details, if you will, but the difference is that the HMO is where you select a group of doctors and what's known as a primary care physician or a PCP, and that doctor helps in terms of coordinating your care.
Okay, and this really comes down to maybe the preference that people have. Perhaps people who are, some folks who are going on Medicare for the first time don't have really any health issues. Maybe they'll choose the HMO plan. Maybe later on in life they can then switch to the PPO plan. Am I right?
It could be that. It also could be lifestyle. So
right.
For example, some people may be very much in their community and don't spend a lot of time outside of, let's say, Orange County, and having a specified network within that area for your regular care and then emergent and urgent care worldwide will work under an HMO type of setting, where others may have a home here and then also maybe they have a home in the desert.
Okay.
And maybe they want a little bit more portability where they can have regular care in both locations, and the PPO will allow for that.
Looking at the HMO plan, if we could bring up that other slide again, I see two different ones.
Yeah, good question.
I see the Prime plan and the Select plan. Now, when I look at it,
they look very similar,
they look
right?
similar as far as your monthly output.
They're both very robust plans, so they provide a lot of coverage with very low out-of-pocket costs for the beneficiary. But they're also different networks. So when you're looking at what providers you would like, then it makes a difference in terms of which plan is the best suited for you based on that provider. Okay.
Question that I have that I know people who are going into Medicare for the first time and they're looking at these Advantage type programs and they see a zero monthly premium, they go, oh good, I don't have to pay anything for Medicare. Well, you still do.
You do.
Yeah.
So just to
they don't
clarify,
give any, the government doesn't give anything away, but
That's
you pay
right.
it's taken out maybe your Social Security or whatever it might be.
Exactly. So there's a couple of key components to the traditional Medicare program. The Part A part of the Medicare program is one that as active employees we're paying into today, and as individuals that are retired, you've paid into it for years as you've been working or your spouse has been working. And then there's the Part B element of the traditional Medicare program, which comes at a monthly premium.
Right.
Now that changes over time, but essentially most people have that deducted out of their Social Security check. There's other ways to pay for it, but that's the way most do it. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And
so I want to clear that up.
For the plan itself, though, there's no additional premium.
Right.
So to actually get the added benefits that are offered through the HMO options that Aetna is offering, you can get that with no additional premium. Plus, there's also zero cost share in services like your regular doctor visits for your primary care physician.
Okay, and on the PPO plan, as we saw, there is the additional $73.
That's right. So on the PPO, that provides the broader access to the national network, and it's more self-directed. So you choose when you go to the doctor and which providers you want to go to, and for that, there's an added premium of $73 a month.
Okay, so let's look at the next slide here, and just some of the people you work with. Monarch Healthcare, which many of us around here know.
That's right.
We've known for years.
Right.
In fact, we used to see Gary coming on with them years ago.
That's right.
And of course, a couple great hospitals in this area, Mission and Saddleback. So.
Yeah, the nice thing is that really, because Aetna's been in healthcare for so long, we actually have a large, what's called commercial footprint, so active employees that are gaining access to providers. As a result, we've actually used that to understand what consumers want in the way of providers and networks. So our network is very broad. So this is very much a snapshot of some really key partners that we have in the market, but we have many more providers.
Just depending where people live.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Now, we're going to put up a number here that you folks can call. And, as Gary said, it's very individual. There are all kinds of different plans out there and different ways you can go about this. And it's always good to really check things out and figure out what's best with you. I know what's very nice here, Gary, in Orange County. We have HICAP and the Council on Aging where people can sit down and they just give you a broad view of maybe what's right for you. They don't point you to any one person or company, although Gary's a great person, but you get some good advice there.
Yes.
Because it's different for everyone.
It is, and at the end of the day, I think what you're saying, and I'm going to say it a little bit differently, is that this is a personal choice. Take the time to actually evaluate what options are available and make a selection that's best for you. There's a lot of different ways that you can do that. You can do it, for example, with the organizations that you referenced, and then Aetna's got an 800 number here that's toll-free that you can call. We can help you over the phone. We can have someone come to your home. We can meet you in a group setting where we have meetings and everything as well.
All right, very good. And again, the number's on the screen, 1-800-883-9203, and then the TTY extension would be 711. Is that correct? Okay.
That's right.
All right, if you need that option as well. Thank you very much. Always good to see you.
Great to see you too.
The year goes by quick.
I know, and thanks for doing this for the community as well, because it helps in terms of getting out the education, and we appreciate it.
Oh, we appreciate you coming here. Don't wait another year.
Yeah.
Okay. Take care. We'll be back.